Hello, gamers! Today, here's a roundup of brand new games that have burst into our lives in 2025. These releases are a real whirlwind of impressions. Put down your controllers, grab an energy drink, we're starting! Tons of awesome titles are waiting for you, wishing you an absolutely amazing watch! Assassin's Creed Shadows! Despite all the hater news and Telegram channel drama, the game turned out surprisingly decent. It's old-school Assassin's Creed, only this time set in feudal Japan. Two main characters. Yasuke, the famous African samurai who prefers direct fighting, and Naoe, female, skilled in stealth like classic AC entries. The combat system is surprisingly good. Unlike the clunky fights in Valhalla or Origins, slashing enemies is fun and dynamic. The open world, as expected from Ubisoft, is beautiful. Maybe not quite as artistic as Ghost of Tsushima, but definitely not worse. Lots to enjoy. The story isn't a masterpiece, 20-30 hours, but has its hooks. In the end, AC Shadows is a solid mid-tier game that everyone expected to flop, but proved good enough to try for yourself. Speaking of the past, the biggest, most epic surprise for gamers, a remake of legendary Oblivion, released out of nowhere on the day it was announced. Not just a remaster, but a full remake of the legendary 2006 RPG. If you missed the original or couldn't handle its age, now's the chance to experience the classics. The story is unchanged and still gripping. The Emperor is murdered before your eyes. You, a nameless prisoner, must find his heir as the gates to Oblivion, in-game hell, open and demons devastate cities with a cult fueling the chaos. Join the thieves, mages, or Dark Brotherhood and become whoever you want, noble knight or cunning assassin. Gameplay is classic RPG with many improvements, sprinting, new combat animations, a reworked menu, and finally, a better camera, not the wonky one from 2006. Level up, build your character, and wreak havoc with sword, bow, or magic. All DLCs are included. It's a gift for RPG fans, veterans, and newcomers alike. The second part of The Last of Us. One caveat, by adding a game in advance, you always gamble on optimization. Hopefully the port will be ideal, like Ghost of Tsushima, and not repeat the rocky PC launch of Part 1. Fingers crossed. The Last of Us Part 2 is, even in 2025, highly divisive. Players are split. Some call it agenda trash, while others worship it as genius. Truth, as always, is somewhere in the middle. My advice? Try it yourself. Your own experience matters most. As a former Sony exclusive, it's an expensive, highly polished, movie-like experience both in production and gameplay. It's often called stealth in bushes, but in skilled hands, the game shines with brutality and beauty. Ideal for fans of ruthless, realistic gameplay. Eagerly awaiting the PC port and hoping optimization will finally be top tier. Let's be honest, first impressions matter, and games are judged by graphics. Probably the most stunning life simulator now is Inzoi, the incredibly photorealistic Korean Thims app already killing it on Steam. Same idea, life simulation. Create your characters, spend hours in the detailed editor, then choose your destiny. Build a home, get a job, start a family. Want to work at a store, sing karaoke, or drive? Sure, the world is alive. Zoys, the locals, build relationships, gossip, catch colds. You can help or just watch the chaos. Gameplay combines freedom and control. Build homes with AI-powered furniture generation, even 3D scan objects to drop into the game. Furniture or clothes prints, and the graphics are simply wow! Facial detail, window reflections, weather effects, all top-notch. But you'll need a powerful PC. Highly recommended for anyone craving an amazing Sims alternative. As I said, there are criminally few survival titles this year, but something new has arrived: Atomfall! A game from the Sniper Elite developers, essentially a British Fallout with a Cold War mystical twist. Survive in a quarantine zone after the nuclear disaster of 1957. Real event, but reimagined here. 5 years later, it's not just radiation, but cults, mutants, and government conspiracies. You play as a nameless survivor, trying to unravel the chaos. Cultists in masks, robots, creatures straight from local legends. Classic gameplay: explore, loot, craft gear and weapons, trade with NPCs, battle everyone from bandits to mutants. Weapons are scarce, ammo even more so melee fights get tense. Choices matter, not on Detroit's level, but still impactful. Help a cult for their support, but others will hate you. Classic. The campaign runs about 30 hours, a solid survival game with a story. If you're after something new in this genre, check it out. A new hero shooter with an insanely cool mechanic that changes the rules in the middle of the fight. Here's what I mean. At first glance, it's a typical 5v5 team shooter, fast kills, short rounds. But here's the twist. Before each match, teams pick card decks that modify the game. You can increase jump height, revive all teammates, use nearly 100 more modifiers. Cards can be combined for useful or hilarious effects. Synergy matters too. Every character has 3 skills: smoke, walls, drones. Gameplay is wild, unpredictable chaos in a good way. No need for deep tactical planning. Just jump in, have fun, and leave. The perfect choice for fast, fun sessions. The same goes for the new RTS Tempest Rising, a perfect hit for fans of 90s strategy games, released to immediate success, more than 3,500 positive Steam reviews. Set in an alternate 1997 after World War III and nuclear apocalypse, a strange and valuable plant, Tempest, emerges from the ashes. It provides energy, but burns like radiation. 2 main factions fight over Tempest, convinced it belongs only to them. Rivers of blood are spilled. And then a 3rd faction arrives, local aliens who want the resource too. The story is tangled but fascinating. Pick your side, play the campaign, and decide the real winner. Gameplay is classic RTS. Gather Tempest, build bases, produce tanks, and shout at units as they die in seconds. The key idea is asymmetry. Each faction has its own economy and combat style, forcing you to constantly think and adapt. Campaigns with 11 missions per faction provide variety. Sometimes defend, sometimes raid convoys, sometimes battle aliens. And of course, there's multiplayer. Recommended for RTS lovers seeking nostalgia for the mad 90s.
Here comes South of Midnight. This game grabbed me from the very first trailer. Why? Its stunning, utterly unique visual style. Seriously, without exaggeration, the art is magnificent. Personally, I love the approach. It's like stop-motion animation or a living fairy tale. The story throws you into a town shattered by a hurricane, where Hazel, the heroine, discovers her gift as a weaver. She's a magical seamstress, able to mend the broken bonds of the world and heal spirits. Her mission goes way beyond saving just her loved ones. She'll have to help everyone in trouble, fighting hordes of enemies from the spirit world and nightmares. The story seems simple at first, but as you go, you'll uncover hidden depths and mysteries. No spoilers from me. Gameplay is a classic third-person action-adventure. Your main weapon is weaving magic. Use it to bind enemies, solve puzzles, and perform breathtaking parkour across treetops and ruins. The combat is good rather than great, but the visuals are the real draw. It feels like a living southern myth on your screen, full of magic, atmosphere, and unique charm. Highly recommend if you love unusual art. This is a must-see. Honestly, in 2025, there have been so few survival games, you can count them on one hand. And that's if that hand belongs to someone very unlucky. But in April, a truly quality title hit that you shouldn't miss. Into the Dead: Our Darkest Days. This survival game immediately recalls the masterpiece This War of Mine, but with richer graphics and more action. The core is similarly dark. Set in 80s Texas, ravaged by a zombie epidemic, you're one of the few lucky or unlucky survivors. Your job? Lead a small group from shelter to shelter, aiming to escape the city. You'll need to gather resources. Every can of stew counts. Keep your group's morale up. Avoid being ripped apart for zombie dinner. The real hardcore twist: permanent death. If someone dies, they're gone forever. You'll have to live with your losses. Gameplay is a blend of survival and strategy. In daytime, you scout for loot and craft weapons. At night, you fend off hordes desperate to break into your shelter. But the hardest part is team management, balancing hunger, depression, and wounds. If you don't, the group might crack under despair or get torn apart. The visuals are gorgeous, and the game has already proved itself. I was waiting for early access, and it definitely delivers. If you miss tense, intelligent survival games, this is for you. Remember the samurai action game Rise of the Ronin, originally a PlayStation 5 exclusive last year? Well, exclusivity now is just a temporary effect. It's now on PC. The idea is simple: open-world action as a nameless Ronin deciding whom to side with, the shogunate, against it, or with Western guests. The game offers choices that truly change the story, with multiple endings. Don't expect mind-blowing story revelations. Gameplay is the focus, and it's good. Combat is reminiscent of Nioh with Sekiro elements, focus on parrying, but with open world and a large arsenal. The world begs to be explored, on foot, by horse, with grappling hooks, or gliding. If you wanted another Japan-set RPG packed with activities and challenging, enjoyable combat, but a simple story, go for it! Mandragora: Whispers of the Witch Tree. Let me introduce the darkly enchanting Mandragora: Whispers of the Witch Tree. It's a stylish action RPG where you become an inquisitor sent to hunt witches as the world falls apart around you. Darkness leaks through the seams of reality, and monsters devour everything alive. Ordered by the king, you're expected to burn heretics. But everything changes when, out of pity, you put a witch out of her misery before execution. Her sinister whispers begin haunting your mind, making you question everything. Now you're on the run, seeking another witch to redeem yourself, unraveling the mysteries of a dying world. The locations deserve special praise. Abandoned castles, massive creepy swamps alive with whispering shadows. Every area is a work of art. The atmospheric soundtrack adds to the vibe. Gameplay blends Souls-like and Metroidvania. Choose from 6 classes: hack, slash, cast magic, dodge, and parry like in Dark Souls. Progression means customizing your character, leveling up a skill tree, crafting gear, and exploring secrets and side quests. It's a deep, atmospheric journey for fans of hardcore and beautiful art.
Here's one for story lovers who want to play with a friend. Split Fiction, a new game from the creators of It Takes Two and A Way Out, masters of co-op fun. Plot: distant future. You play as two writers. One loves fantasy, the other sci-fi. Both worlds get tangled, and the goal is to survive the chaos. The big twist is gameplay. It's strictly co-op. You must play together, either split screen or online. The game thrives on variety, traveling between worlds, platforming, fighting enemies and bosses, solving puzzles, and a unique story. Each level introduces new mechanics. You might become a jetpacking pig or ride a dragon. It's all about working together. Story-driven co-ops are rare these days. Don't miss it!
Here's a remake of the cult 1999 adventure, a throwback to the golden age of point-and-click quests. If you missed the original, here's the deal. You're an unnamed journalist visiting the old explorer Alexandra Valembo to interview him. He gives you no answers, just says, "Listen, I'm dying. Here's an egg. Take it to Amazon. Save the big white birds that I inadvertently destroyed." So instead of a story, you're off to a fictional Latin American country torn apart by a dictator. You're to return the egg to its homeland to correct past mistakes. Along the way, dense jungles, mysterious ruins, and plenty of puzzles. Gameplay is classic point-and-click. Explore locations, click on anything suspicious, gather items, solve puzzles. The hero has a cool spy gadget, the Hydro Float. It transforms from boat to plane and even submarine. The puzzles aren't super hard, but require attention. There's a traveler mode for hints if you're stuck. It's an adventure in the spirit of old films, beautiful, atmospheric, with a true explorer's soul. Some parts feel dated, but for fans of classics, it's a gift. Clair Obscur. Expedition 33 isn't just one of the most visually stunning games in today's lineup. It's, dare I say, a breath of fresh air in the world of turn-based RPGs, the kind you've been waiting for. It's a game that takes risks and succeeds. Let's start with the thing that draws you in, the story. You enter a strange, gloomy world that has been terrorized for years by a mysterious artist. Once a year, she wakes from her lethargic sleep and, on a mystical analyth, imagine a chalkboard of fate, writes a random number. Then the nightmare begins. Anyone whose age matches the number simply disappears. For years, this has kept the world in fear and despair. But all things end when the artist writes 33. The heroes and the whole world have exactly 1 year to assemble their party, their expedition, and break through to her, putting an end to this marathon of erasing people from reality. It's a race against time. And of course, there will be more than just enemies in your path. Ancient secrets, unexpected twists, betrayals. What would an epic RPG be without them? And of course, hardcore battles. The combat system is its own thing, combining turn-based RPG with real-time action mechanics. You choose your attacks and spells like in the classics, but also dodge, parry, and counterattack in real time, just like in a slasher. It looks and feels incredibly dynamic. Highly recommended if you love RPGs with real depth that aren't afraid to ask philosophical questions about life, death, and the meaning of everything. In April, Commandos Origins dropped, a long-awaited revival of the legendary series. This game hits tactical stealth fans right in the heart. As the name suggests, it's a prequel about how the famous WW team was formed. Your old task remains: complete dangerous missions behind enemy lines, from sabotage in African deserts to raids in the icy Arctic. Gameplay is real-time stealth tactics. You control a small squad, each with unique skills. The sniper picks off targets from afar.
The Marine is deadly with knives. The Spy disguises as the enemy. Combine their skills to sneak past patrols and complete missions. Even better, there's co-op, play with a friend. If you miss tense, skillful tactics, skipping this project would be criminal.
Another co-op project, but this time focused solely on wild fun and zero serious story. The indie hit REPO. Inspired by Lethal Company, but with its own crazy charm. It's a co-op horror game for up to 6 people. Run through creepy maps, collect loot, avoid breaking it, and survive while bizarre monsters, gnomes, clowns, ducklings try to eat you. Spend money on upgrades. The monsters look hilarious. Evil frogs, flying faces, massive jawed wasps. But when they appear, everyone still screams. They can also shriek, sending you running and laughing at the madness. A special treat, character physics. The eye and mouth animations during talking are priceless, fitting perfectly into the wacky atmosphere. With the gravity gun, you can pick up almost anything, including friends, who you can fling or toss into a toilet. Ha ha! This physics spawns endless funny moments, making every run unique. Want to have fun with a big group? Don't skip it.